558. Job's wealth and piety. The book of Job, chapter 1. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. And that man was innocent and upright, and one who revered God and turned away from evil. And there were born to him 7 sons and 3 daughters too. His substance was 7,000 sheep, and 3,000 camels, and 5,000 yoke of oxen, and 500 she asses, and a very great household. So that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east. For his sons went and feasted in the house of each other on his appointed day, and they would send and invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. 5. And so it was, when the days of their feasting were over, that Job went and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, It may be that my sons have sinned, and cursed God in their hearts. And thus did Job continually. 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan, the sons of God, and Satan came also among them. Yes, 7. And the Lord said to Satan, Whence have you come? And Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro on the earth, and from walking on it. 10. And the Lord said to Satan, Have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, an innocent and upright man, one who reveres God and turns away from evil? 559. Job's calamities. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Does Job revere God for naught? 10. Thou hast rested thy hand of thy protection upon him, and upon his house, and upon his children, upon everything that he has everywhere. Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. 11. But put forth thy hand now, and destroy all that he has, and he will curse thee to thy face. 12. And the Lord said to Satan, Behold, all that he has is in your power, only upon himself you shall not put forth your hand. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. 13. And there was a day when Job's sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their oldest brother's house. 14. And there came a messenger to Job and said to him, The oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. 15. And robbers raided them and carried them away, and they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only have escaped to inform you. 16. And while he was yet speaking, there came another and said to him, The fire of God has fallen from heaven, and has burned up the sheep and shepherds and consumed them, and I only have escaped to inform you. 17. And yet while he was yet speaking, there came another and said to him, The Chaldeans divided themselves into 3 bands, and raided the camels, and carried them away, and slew the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only have escaped to inform you. 18. While he was yet speaking, there came another and said to him, Your sons and your daughters were eating and drinking wine in their oldest brother's house. 19. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and fell upon the young men, and they are dead. Only I have escaped to inform you. 20. Then Job arose and rent his mantle, and shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground, and worshipped. 21. And he said, Naked I came out of my mother's womb, and naked I shall return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Oh, wow. 22. In all these disasters, Job did not sin, nor did he blaspheme against the Lord, Chapter 2. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. 2. And the Lord said to Satan, Whence have you come? And Satan answered and said, From going to and fro in the earth and walking on it. 3. And the Lord said to Satan, Have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, an innocent upright man, one who reveres God and turns away from evil? He still holds fast to his integrity, although you provoked me against him to destroy him without cause. 4. And Satan answered the Lord and said, Skin for skin. Yea, all that a man has he will give for his life, to save it. 5. But put forth thy hand now, and touch his flesh or his bone, and he shall curse thee to thy face. 6. And the Lord said to Satan, Behold, he is delivered into your hands, only spare his life. 7. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord and smote Job with cancer, from the sole of his foot to his brain. Oh my God. And he took a potsherd to scrape himself with it, and he sat down upon ashes. 9. And his wife said to him, Do you still hold fast to your integrity? Curse God and die. 10. But he said to her, You speak as one of the foolish women speaks. We have indeed received God's blessing. Blessing. Now shall we not also receive his afflictions? In all these misfortunes Job did not sin, nor did he blaspheme against God with his lips. 560. God's prayer. 11. Now when Job's 3 friends heard of all this misfortune that had come upon him, they set a time of meeting, and they came to him every one from his own place. Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shuhite, Zophar the Naamathite, for they had made an appointment together to console and comfort him. 12. And when they lifted up their eyes from afar, they did not recognize him, and they lifted up their voices and wept, and they rent every one his mantle and threw dust upon their heads toward the heaven. 13. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spoke a word to him, for they saw that his affliction was very great. Chapter 3. After this, Job opened his mouth and cursed the day wherein he was born. 2. Then Job spoke and said, 3. Let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, a male child is conceived. 4. Let that day be darkness. Let not God regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. 5. Let the darkness and the shadow of death cover it. Let a cloud overshadow it. Let those whose days are bitter be terrified by it. 6. As for that night, let thick darkness cover it. Let that day not be reckoned in the number of the days of the year. Let it not come out into the number of the months. 7. Lo, let that night be desolate. Let no voice of praise come therein. 8. Let them curse it who curse the day, who are ready to stir up Leviathan, or a great evil. 9. Let the stars of twilight thereof be dark. Let the people wait for light, but receive none. Neither let them see the dawning of the day. 10. Because he did not shut the doors of my mother's womb, nor hide trouble from my eyes. 560. Job's protest. 11. Why did I not die from the womb? Why did I come forth at birth? 12. Why was I reared at my mother's knee? Why did I suck the breasts? 13. For now I should have been laid in the grave and been quiet. I should have slept. Then I should have been at rest. 14. With kings and governors of the earth who built desolate places for themselves. 15. or with princes who had gold, who filled their houses with silver. 16. Or like a hidden untimely birth, as if I had not been, like infants that never saw the light. 17. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary are at rest. 18. There the prisoners rest together, they hear not the voice of the oppressor. 19. The small and the great are there, the servant is free from his master. 20. Why is the light given to him who is in trouble, and life to the bitter in soul? 21. Who long for death, but it comes not, and seek it as one seeks a hidden treasure. 22. Who rejoice exceedingly and are glad when they can find the grave. 23. Why is light given to a man whose way is hid, whom God has hedged in? 24. For my sighings come before I eat, and my moanings are poured out like water. 25. For the thing which I have greatly feared is come upon me, and the thing which I was afraid of has befallen me. 26. I am not at ease, neither am I calm, nor am I at rest. And yet misfortune came.